guys, welcome back to another vlog. We're doing something a little bit different this week, something that we've had a few requests to do. So we've been on the road for 3 months now, travelling full time with the 2 dogs. So we're going to share our budget, bit of our weekly expenses and average for the 12 weeks.
Yep, awesome. Alright, so we'll dive straight into basically what it costs for us. We'll try to work our way through and sort of most expensive or what's most relevant that we think. As if you are travelling, you already know fuel is the worst thing at the moment.
Biggest
diesel,
killer.
like diesel being $2.20, whatever it is horrible. So for us, we've got a 180 litre tank, or 2 tanks of 90 litres. So to fill that up is $360. Now we don't use that every week, but on average, we worked out we use $232.38. So that is an average. The first bit of the trip we were using more fuel because we were travelling bigger distances. When we were doing Victoria, New South Wales, we were trying to get through a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Especially being how undog friendly New South Wales was, we sort of went through there. Now that we've slowed down in Queensland, we're back under $200 a week again. So that's just our average.
Hopefully diesel keeps going down and
We're under $2 a litre, so that's
our
good.
costs can go down hopefully. Alright, so food is the next biggest expense. We average about $138.93 per week. We mainly shop at Coles and we use Flybuys. So using our Flybuys, we've almost got $90 off of our next shop. So that's almost a full shop for us. So as well as your Flybuys, you can also use your fuel dockets as well to make your fuel a little bit cheaper.
Using the apps is a great one as well. So Flybuys has an app. There's fuel station apps like BP, Ampol, those sort of things. So you'll get introductory discounts of 6 cents per litre and whatnot like that. The Flybuys app activate bonus points. So if you spend over $150 on 1 week, so we might spend a little bit more 1 week to get those bonus points.
Yeah.
But it really adds up and gets your money off in the end. So.
And we also use the Coles Click and Collect a lot. You can see the price of everything, you can see what specials they've got, and then it's all there ready for you when you get there, so you don't have to go in. So definitely utilise that.
Alrighty, this next part's not going to apply to all of you. Definitely applies to us or anyone else who wants to do what we are doing, which is travelling with your dogs. We've recently done a blog on this, which will detail what you need to do to get prepared before you go, but also goes into the details of what they may cost. So for us, what are we doing? We $57.77 per week. So that will include the cost of their food. That will include medications such as tea and flick prevention. What? Sorry guys, that was supposed to be flea and tick prevention. All the way around.
Yeah. I don't know what teas are.
Yeah, so that will include that. It will
Yeah.
also include the biggest one, which is generally boarding kennels when we want to go visit national parks and those sort of things. So we're not spending $57 every week on the dogs, but
some weeks they're $0, some weeks they're $150. It just depends what we're doing in that week, but
Yep.
all up, they're not too much of an expense.
Yep.
Next thing is accommodation. So we try to free camp as much as we can. It's not always possible. Some places aren't very friendly with free camping. So average for accommodation per week is $47.98. We will try and stay at a caravan park maybe once a week so we can get a decent shower, we can use the laundry facilities and all of that. We use Hip Camp a bit as well, which is where you can go and camp on people's properties. That's really good and often a lot cheaper than caravan parks with the same facilities there. And Wiki Camps is what we use to find all of our free camps and our dog-friendly camps.
Yep. Both of those apps as well will also show you the price before you book. So yeah, quite often it does work out better to use a Hip Camp or something like that, especially if they do have the access to the showers. Cool. Alright, so that covers accommodation. The next one, repairs and maintenance. Now, we do have an older car. It's 2003, so getting almost its 20th birthday.
Yeah.
413,000 kilometres now. So again, a lot of kilometres. Strangely enough, none of this has really been repairs of what we're spending.
No.
So we are spending, on average, $100.77 per week. Now, again, some weeks might cost us $800. So we've
servicing.
This week that's just been, we've got a service, I've got the valve clearances done. That service came to $893. But these are preventative maintenance things I want to be doing. wheel bearings, I've replaced those. We've got diagnostic on the air conditioning, simple things like that. So
and any tools that you buy to do those repairs go under that as well. So
yeah, so I think when I did the wheel bearings, it cost me $450 because I didn't have a couple of tools.
Yeah.
But when I go to do the wheel bearings next time, it's going to cost me $140 to do it, so that's heaps better.
Okay, next up is alcohol. Some people don't drink, which would be nice, but we do drink. Not too much. At home we did drink a bit more, but we get about a carton of alcohol per fortnight.
Yep.
Carton of beer. So alcohol is $34.67 per week on average, but this also covers things like tonic water if we're having gin, things like that as well.
Yeah, beautiful. Eating out, again, not something that we do a whole lot of. I think we've
add up very, very quickly.
It can, especially what it costs to go out these days. But I think we've been out maybe twice this whole time.
Yeah,
and that was for like we do occasionally do like a beer at a pub or something like that if we're in a nice area, or if we're doing like a pub stay and you just want to say thank you, we will buy a meal and a beer or something like that. So that also does come into that category. The other thing is if we've had a big day on the road, we've been travelling, or we've just been running errands and we haven't had time to pull anything out for lunch or anything like dinner, or we know we're going to get to a campsite late.
Yeah.
If there's a KFC nearby, that is something that we do use because we love it.
Yep, and Macca's too sometimes. So the KFC and Macca's app are actually really good. Not encouraging everyone to go and eat takeaway all the time, but if you do need a cheap meal, they've got a lot of deals on there, which have been really good.
Yep.
So that comes to how much per week?
Where is it? $28.35. There we go.
Yeah.
So not a whole lot of money, but yeah, some weeks we will do it, some weeks we won't.
Next on the list is housekeeping. So this comes to $20.62. This is a bit of a broad category, but we class this as anything from filling up the gas bottle, doing laundry, any jobs, like any trips to Bunnings or anything that we need to do to fix up anything or any repairs like that. So pretty general one, but
doing the car wash as well.
Yeah,
so we try to keep the car clean, especially when you're going on beaches. You want to get that car off, get the underbody done, get all the salt off, so you're not going to turn it into a rust bucket. So
or when we go through big bog holes, mud.
Exactly. Yep. Now we have a miscellaneous category. This basically covers everything that we haven't covered above. So anything, we go to Kmart, we're going down the street, we go to op shop, we buy ourselves something we want, or Tayla buys a dress, or anything like that. That is what we'll put into miscellaneous. So it's a very broad category, but it's something that will not fit into the above. So $16.28, that's per week.
Yep. Okay, the next category is experiences and luxury. So pretty self-explanatory, but we class experiences as anything from national park entry fee, four-wheel drive permits, barges and ferries to get to these places, obviously like trips to Australia Zoo, things like that.
Tours as well.
Yeah, any tours, anything like that. So that comes at $52.49 per week. We didn't spend much on the first bit of the trip in this area, but now that we've gotten to Queensland and we've done like Stradbroke Island, Fraser Island, a few national parks and stuff like that, it's getting up there a bit more, but it's up to you how much you want to do and see.
What we're finding at the moment is they're sort of leveling each other out. So our fuel usage is going down, where we're saving a lot of money because we're not travelling as far, but then we're having to use kennels a bit more and use those experiences a bit more. So.
Yeah.
Now, this last one, it's something that a lot of people don't include in their budget, which I think is a little bit silly, especially because you're paying for it, it's coming out of your bank account, just because it's not an expense on the road.
Yeah.
So, insurance and rego. It has to be insured, has to have registration to be on the road, so both of that.
Yeah, we did yearly rego before we left, just so it was out of the way and a bit cheaper.
Yep. So, and obviously very good insurance as well, being how much the car is worth and the places we're going. We wanted good insurance that's going to also cover remote recovery and stuff like that as well. So I think we pay about $73 a month for that, but all together, our insurance and rego per week works out to be $36.10. And then the last one is our phone bills. We cannot live without our phones. We rely on it for content creation. We need the data. We need to talk to our family.
We've had to up our data while we've been on the trip. But
so definitely include that one as well. So I think both of our bills are about $100 a month. So it works out $51.38 per week for us combined.
We don't have any really subscriptions or anything. We binge off of my sister's Netflix. So thanks, Mick. Otherwise, I don't think we really have any subscriptions. So if you were doing anything else, like if you're paying for like the Lightroom or any video editing software, we would put this in there, but we're not at the moment. So
basically, What does it cost us in total after all of those things together? $817.72 per week.
This is a bit more than what we wanted. We had in mind $750 per week as a maximum when we started, but with the cost of fuel being so ridiculous, we didn't factor that in. And we've also, we're doing a lot more experiences now. Basically, we've just said we don't want to look back on this trip and regret not doing these things. So yeah, there's some things that we've missed and we can come back as a holiday destination, but we're on the road traveling Australia, so we really want to make the most of it while we're here.
So keeping track of your budget's really important as well. Taylor and I both have a shared note, so you can set that up on your iPhone, and basically anytime we go shopping, add it in there.
We'll show you roughly what it looks like, but we've got it like each week set out and each category just pre-done in there, and each time we spend money we just pop it straight in.
Yep. Anyone that knows me at home watching this knows that I love Excel spreadsheets, so that basically gets transcribed onto an Excel spreadsheet every week, so that will go through, and basically I've got it as a running one, and I'll just plug it in each week. That will give me the average for each of these categories. It will give me the total of what we spent that week, and then it'll also give me an running average of all of those things as well. So very good tool to track what you're doing, and start figuring out if you're spending too much in certain areas as well. So
yeah, it's been very beneficial for us. I think you do have to keep in mind what you're spending on the road, and you can't really do that without actually looking at it and tracking it. Some weeks you think, oh hey, like we're actually doing really well on the budget, and you look at it and you're like, oh, maybe not.
Yep.
So for us it's really important, working well, hopefully fuel goes down. But yeah, that's roughly what it costs us to live on the road. It will be different for everyone, like we said.
You can do it cheaper, but again, for example,
we like food. We like to do experiences and drink beers here and
the
there.
maintenance on the car, $100 a week, pretty high, and that may not cost you guys that much. That is purely because I'm doing jobs that have been on my list to do anyway. So if not, get those jobs done at home before you leave. I tried to do as many as I could, but just keep on finding new things to do.
But one thing to always be aware of is while you're on the road, things are going to go wrong, and you know, at any time you can have an expense that you're not prepared for. So always make sure you've got a bit of savings behind you, just in case of emergencies, anything like the car, or if you're going to do some camping in car parks or something, you might get a fine. Not condoning that, but just be aware that things do pop up, and it's when you least expect them, when you least want them, so make sure you are prepared for that in your money. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Bit of a different one, but we hope you enjoyed it.
Awesome. So if you did find any of it useful, comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. If you want any information, or if you want a Excel spreadsheet template, anything like that, feel free to drop us a comment, send us an email, anything like that. We hope you get some use out of this, guys, and give you a bit of an insight to what it might cost you on the road.
See you next time.